So as we all know, this job market is really cooked, right? But today, guys, we're going to be talking about something a little bit different. We're going to be talking how bad the housing market is. Now, the housing market the last couple months has been kind of rough, like it's been pretty bad since the middle of 2024, but like, oh man, I didn't realize how truly bad it was in my state until I realized that my buddy had over $100,000 saved. He was about to put $125,000 on a house, right? And he was about to actually own his own house for the first time, but here's what's messed up. He was only 24 years old, and they fucking told him that he didn't have enough credit history, and they told him that he was simply too young. And I find that shit absolutely ridiculous. Like, it really does blow my mind that there are people in this life that's just trying to survive and get by and just save some type of money, where they're at right now. But holy shit, like the fact that some people are trying to get a house and they actually can't afford it and they're still are getting denied is it's insane to me, because I do feel like that anyone that is able to get a house right now should have that right to live in it. But unfortunately right now, the government is just not allowing a lot of people to live in it. And I just feel really upset about it, because I feel for these people. I do care that everyone should at least get a house if they can do it. Like, how would you feel, guys, like if you saved all your life trying to get a house and you're trying to rebuild your credit and shit, and all of a sudden you just keep getting denied still no matter how much money you have? I don't know. I just find that shit very irritating, And also, it goes to show how messed up the system can be, too, for people trying to buy new houses. Now, a lot of you people can say that, like, oh, yeah, you can just build credit, then everything will be fine. Which, on paper, it does sound like it could be true, but the reality is that it takes a lot of time to build good credit, and you don't know how long it has to take in order to build all the credit that you need, because it does take a good length amount of time to be able to get a successful credit report history. And the crazy part is, too, that is like his credit is excellent, dude. It's over 800, and you figured that would be enough for somebody to get in. But nah, dude. They just want people to pay some type of interest on something, and it's insane. And this isn't the only thing, too, that's been going on, too. Like, my sister and I did an apartment tour, right? And she was looking to get inside an apartment. But for some odd reason, she wanted to do an apartment downtown. But the crazy part is right now, they wanted to give her a $650 down deposit for an application fee to get into this really nice apartment in downtown Kansas City, because she wanted to move into downtown Kansas City. And it kind of blew my mind, because like the fact that you don't even get that back, because they stated in the contract before you do it that she wouldn't give any of that money back if it didn't get accepted. And that shit's insane, because her stuff is also very good too. I'm like, oh my god, dude, like the housing market is really cooked. I also have another sibling right now too that's also trying to get inside a decent apartment for just anywhere, just a casual apartment, just for like a 3-bedroom or 2-bedroom for her and her children, right? And the sad part is that she is currently like in a situation where they keep denying her out the ass, It's really ridiculous. And her friend actually decided to go kick her out, and she decided to come live with me, because I'm willing to give her a couple weeks to live, to be able to get on her feet, because I can kind of understand this situation a little bit, because I was super afraid that I was going to be stuck in my own apartment, because I was literally about to, try to move by the end of my lease this month or this year, but I don't think it's going to happen. And I honestly going to say is, I think I'm just going to stay another year probably for the most part. I gotta say too that this is the worst housing market I've seen since I've heard about 2008. Obviously I was not really an adult in 2008, so I don't fully grasp the situation, but apparently this feels like 2008 in the housing market situation times like fucking 100. And I honestly can't feel for these people. I'm like, damn, I couldn't imagine what 2008 felt like, but they also had a lot of shit too, but at least they somewhat recovered a little bit back then, but not completely fully until now what's happening. Honestly, in my honest opinion, if anyone wants to get a house of some kind in their lifetime and they just don't have enough money to own it, I think they should go the next route and just try to rent a house, because if you can find the right house, sometimes you can have a good landlord to be able to help fix all the shit, and you won't be able to have to pay all of it out of pocket, because in the long run anyways that you have to pay for property taxes in the long run. So if you can have to pay property taxes, you technically don't own it fully still, which is kind of insane. I think that's kind of fucked up, to be honest. Now, if you could somehow pay off the house in full, if you were to own it and everything and pay the property taxes, like, yeah, that wouldn't be so bad, but it's kind of rare nowadays, it's kind of like an old thing in the past. It's still doable for some people, but it just really depends on the house, Most houses nowadays are averaging between like $250,000 to $500,000 for just a really tiny little house, and it's insane. It also depends on the area you live in as well. What's kind of crazy too is that like these are the rates in a cheaper state like Missouri. Like for some odd reason, reason, this is considered like the cheapest side of the whole entire United States. It's not, Missouri's not the cheapest state ever, but it's like one of the cheaper ends for housing and just everything else. I couldn't imagine other parts of the world. Like, I've also seen and heard that other parts of the world has like really expensive stores, like Dollar Tree being $1.75 and on all items and other stores too. I'm like, holy crap. Like, we kind of have it good still, which is like fucking absurd. I still remember when I lived in Florida before 2020 that everything was pretty expensive out there before everything went up. Like, I do remember like apartments and rent being up to $2,000 for a decent area that was not the ghetto. Now, this was near like Tampa Bay, Florida, near Clearwater Beach and Palm Harbor, but holy crap, like, you know, that was a lot for me back then. And I never thought like another state like Missouri or any other little cheaper states of the world would ever get that expensive. But boy, was I fucking wrong, and no one saw this coming. Like, even back then, dude, my family was paying about $1,700 in rent for like a townhouse, which is insane for back then in 2018. But now I saw the same townhouse for sale for rent actually, and it was for over like $2,500. I'm like, god damn, for a basic townhouse, like $2,500. Like, I don't know how many people can come up with that. That's working some average like minimum wage job or just an average job in general that's not paying over like $60,000 a year. Another thing I will say too is that like I don't have the answers for every little thing about this situation, but I am not surprised that there is a rise of people living in their RVs and, you know, trying to live in their campers and everything, just try to get away from everything, and more people living off the grid more than ever because they just don't want to deal with it anymore. And I gotta say is I don't really blame those people one bit. I even have an uncle that lives in Florida right now, but he does not live inside an actual, you know, house. He lives inside a nice little RV trailer that he kind of customized and built himself. Now, a couple years ago that everyone kind of thought he was a little crazy, but now, dude, like, I don't think he's being so crazy after all. And the crazy part too is that he's living his life to the fullest, and he's pretty happy with everything that he has going on. Honestly, at this rate going on, dude, like, I think we are due for another housing market crash, and it's not going to be a pretty one either. Like, we are definitely going to see something happen in the foreseeable future. Even though I have never owned a house, honestly, I am not even sure right now if I even want to have a house. Like, maybe in the foreseeable future if I can earn a lot more money, but for right now, dude, like, I'm not seeing that a possibility right now. I'm just trying to stack everything I got going on because I'm in a very privileged and fortunate situation. I feel like I'm one of the only few people in my family right now that's actually having a decent year, and everyone else is just kind of feeling it. And I completely feel for these people too, and I understand. And the most shocking thing to me too is that there's actual ageism now when it comes to a house. Like, that's insane. So their people can literally have the exact amount of money, you know, they can have the exact amount of money in order to buy a house. But it's crazy that people will pull the, oh, you're just too young card. Like, nah, dude, I have the amount of money, I want this damn thing. I also feel like it's kind of wrong for these people to pull the ageism card on stuff like that. Like, if they have the funds, they're able to back it up with everything, I don't see the problem. And another thing too, they also thought for him was, they also thought that his money was shady and he was like a scammer or something, or it was like weird as fuck. I know it's not very common for someone that young to have all that money, but it is very doable. It just depends on who you are. It's not easy, but fuck, man, like, give everybody a chance that need it. Now, will we see a better housing market in the future? And I gotta say is it's a possibility maybe, but right now, dude, I think it's not gonna be happening until at least a crash happens. Anyways, everybody, thank you all so much for watching today's video. What are your thoughts about the housing market? Are you guys struggling to get a house? Are you guys looking to even rent a house or anything? Or are you guys just staying put at your guys' places? If you guys have any questions or opinions about this, feel free to leave it down in the comment section below. Another thing I also want to say, guys, too, is thank you all so much for 15,000 subscribers. Like, the fact that we're almost halfway to 20,000 subscribers in less than a year is honestly amazing. Thank you guys so much for the fast growth this year, and I really hope this momentum will continue throughout the rest of eternity for the year. I gotta say too is that, like, this year's honestly a weird one. Like, it feels a lot like, you know, previous years in a good way, but at the same time there's just so much stuff that needs to be fixed, and I think they are slowly being fixed, but I'm just not fully sure of what's going to happen. I will say though is that I am doing a good deed by helping my older sister for a couple weeks kind of just get back on her feet, and the coolest part is that, like, she is paying me a good amount of money to be able to do it for at least about a month at the latest if it's possible, and I don't mind that at all because, you know, it's extra money for a little bit cheaper rent, and, you know, it's not going to be forever. It's just going to be a little temporary thing, and I don't mind that problem one bit. Honestly, with how everything is going too, I did tell my sister, like, as a joke, is like, hey, we should all just get like a giant house right now where we could all just live in it, so we could just all stay together and be able to save a lot of money. Because right now, dude, I don't know if things will get better, but I do feel like living on our own right now is just not the greatest idea. Alrighty, everybody, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video, so peace out.